Well, without further ado, welcome to another episode of Whiskey Breyn. It's a podcast starring me, Bray, in a speakeasy I built under my stairs to chat with my friends and drink whiskey or whatever. Today, we have the lovely, wonderful, talented, just all around cool person,
Oh,
Lauren Lamb.
oh wow. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much.
It's weird. Now we're in podcast world.
We are. No, I heard my breathing and I told you, I'm
Not
done.
gonna lie, I just come down here and I just breathe into the microphone so I can listen to it.
Do you?
No, not at all. That's a lie.
Okay, yeah, I'm terrified. Oh,
And that was our episode. Thanks, everyone.
thank you so much for having me. This
Yes.
is great.
Would you like some, Miss Lamb?
Yeah, I would. Just gonna pour a
Just-
little more than what you poured. You were just so cute about it.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Fine. I'm just trying to be a classic.
Level up, Bray. Come on.
I have a feeling that this show is going to get extra whiskey. That's not an adjective. Whatever.
Whiskey.
Well, Lauren, first of all, thank you for being here, coming down and chatting, and all that fun stuff.
Thank you for having
I
me.
wanted to start out. So these past few episodes, I've been starting out with kind of each of our origin stories of how we got into this freelancing world and how we started doing the things that we're doing. I met you. We were both PAing on a commercial, and I know that you've been advancing in art department, and I wanted to kind of hear about how you got there and if it's something you're going to keep doing. Is it something you like? You want to change it up? Tell me.
Well, I don't know about got there. I'm getting there. I'm definitely trying. Was that a commercial we PA'd on? I have questions. I don't know.
That was a weird one.
That was a bit of a hot mess.
I remember going into autopilot like 5 times in that commercial. I think there's a point where I had like a 200-pound rug on my shoulder, and I was so zoned in I didn't even process it because first of all, in this commercial we're supposed to go shoot in this kitchen, and I think it was for a refrigerator brand.
It's like some Thermador or
something.
something.
Name dropping.
Thermador.
But it was so bizarre because I remember I was walking in, I didn't see anyone else from the crew, and then I hear your voice right behind me with a crafty tub, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. You look like someone like.
Wow, that's a whole snack.
It's so funny.
Right
We
there.
never even have to say, "Hey, are you part of the crew?" Most of the times when you meet fellow crew members, you'll just see something, see a tub, or see the way someone's walking, or even the face that you're making.
The faces,
Yeah, the
number
faces
one,
are
give me.
definitely it. But yeah, we go in there and find out that the kitchen is the only finished part of this house.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy.
And we were shooting it like while they were still doing construction. It was very, very bizarre.
That was actually my first commercial.
Really?
Yeah, that was my
Ever?
first commercial ever. Behind like working as a PA. So that was my first experience into that world, and it was fun. It was good fun.
Well, you've been rocking and rolling ever since then.
Bruh, my legs were so sore that day. I don't think I've ever been up and down so many stairs and moved so much, like unnecessary,
It's so much shit.
crazy
so
shit.
So much shit.
Just hauling furniture for
I
no
got
reason.
invited to the after party when we finished that.
I know, I'm a little salty because we didn't go. So
It's okay. I knew you were salty. I had my. I had a sense. I had a salty sense.
I just felt the betrayal was real because this chick, I'm like steaming her clothes and she's so wonderful and she's like, "Oh, you're so great." And I'm like, "Wow, you think I'm great? Like what? Stop it." And I was like, low key, like she's going to invite me to her party. It's going to happen. She's going to do it.
We're best friends.
She's going to do it.
We've been
We're
best friends.
looking at Instagram posts together. Like this is a whole level of just camaraderie and nothing. She invited
She played
you.
you like a fiddle.
She invited you.
I mean, I'm pretty
The
awesome.
attractive leading male over the hardworking, little southern hot mess in the back, and I get it. I do get it.
It's a tragedy and entertainment that
But
just keeps happening.
This is America. When are we gonna change?
When?
When are we gonna move forward from this, guys?
It is time to make a difference.
And
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bray Brown. I and Lauren Lamb are running for office.
We're taking the pledge today. Oh,
Under no
office.
party.
Oh, okay. Right.
We're just gonna
Yeah, we're
show
gonna-
up to the White House.
We're gonna see what
We don't
happens.
even want votes. We're just gonna sit in that desk
Yeah.
and we're gonna make new rules.
No, for sure.
And that's really it. That's all that needs to happen for us to be in charge.
Honestly, I think we could change the freaking world, dude.
100%.
The whole world.
First things first. We're getting rid of cars. We're riding tortoises.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Okay.
Or-
take time just take in the roses on a tortoise?
I don't know. We could ride. There are a lot of like people that we could ride. You know what I'm saying?
My phone. What? Say. I'm so sorry. Whoa, I zoned
I'm
out for
so
a second.
sorry.
Say
Yeah,
that
no,
one more
you
time.
heard me. I'm just saying there are
There's a
these
lot of.
strong. Listen, let's turn the tables here.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm ready.
there are strong leading men in Hollywood. You're telling me Chris Hemsworth couldn't Uber with just his back? You're telling me right now?
No, you make a very valid point.
Do you know how many women
I want to say
would
it's
pay
well,
to get a ride?
it's not how many women would pay. It's how many women are paying right now. That's one of his side hustles. If you didn't know already, I thought you had read
Did
an
I
article.
just call out Chris Hemsworth?
Yeah, sorry, Chris.
You know what, Chris? Call me later. We'll talk about
Y'all
it.
can chat about.
We'll
this,
talk
for
about
sure.
it. I will. You can just
Have-
pay me to keep my mouth shut.
Have a
Or
have a
whatever else.
face-to-face conversation
It's
without
whatever.
words.
Right. Right. Because words are so just it's just bullshit.
What exactly?
Who needs words?
Are complete bullshit.
I'm gonna keep drinking.
You
You go ahead.
should.
No, you go. You go right ahead.
No, so yeah, we met on that commercial, and I remember, God, you and I had like this full-on little pep talk on that kitchen counter. Do you remember that? Like we were just chatting about
Standing in front of the kitchen counter.
standing in front.
We
were
weren't
eating,
on it.
Were we eating tacos? Did the tacos gotten there yet? Sorry, I
Maybe,
have like a very
perhaps.
vivid memory of that day. I'm not
You
gonna
really
lie.
do. I'm
I do.
honestly kind
It's
of
'cause-
like impressed.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty impressed.
You're doing your best, Bray. We should all achieve to be at your level.
That's one of the promos right there. What you just said.
You could play some like epic Transformers score
Exactly.
behind that. You could have something.
Exactly.
You
I
really
really think so. But no, we were having some pep talk on that kitchen counter, and you had mentioned. So you told me you're from Mississippi, but you had also mentioned that you'd done some creative or like short films while you were there, right?
No, not in Mississippi. There ain't shit in Mississippi, so don't go looking. Don't be like, I'm gonna move to Mississippi for my new dream and my film life.
Oh man.
No, there is nothing that you will ever find in Mississippi, other than tragedy and travesty. Some good ass food, but that's
They do have some good-ass
that's
food.
the height of that. So, no, I started off in front of the camera.
That is right. Oh my
Yeah.
God, how did I forget that? Yeah. So
I
you
started off
did
in front of the
acting
camera.
for a minute.
Oh God, it's so cringy to think about. You know, when you just like you watch film, like film was so important to me growing up, and like I didn't know how I wanted to be a part of it. I just knew that I did,
Mhm.
and so I thought that I was like, wow, well, you know, like there are a lot of stories or movies that kind of parallel with my life. I feel like I really connect with them. Like it might be kind of almost therapeutic to like go into acting
Mhm.
and to act out somebody else's problems for once. So I thought that that's what was up, and then I started doing it, and I realized that I don't like being told what to do at all. And I want to have tattoos if I want to have tattoos, and I want to dye my hair if I want to dye my hair, and I don't want to play the roles that like women are given. And I
It
was
makes
just like,
sense.
I still want to be a part of this, but like I don't want to be under somebody's thumb. Like what the heck? I know that I can do it. I just don't know what I want to do. And my
Yeah.
best friend got into film. I met her at UNT, Miss Valerie.
Yeah.
Valerie. And she's just so badass. Like
She's great.
she's
She's a delight.
filming and she's behind the camera and she's like just doing all these cool things, and she just like I was like, wow, I'm never gonna be that smart. Like I'm never gonna know what to do behind the scenes. And then I just started trying it and doing it, and like
And now what, like 800 commercials, 800 projects later? You just got
yeah,
off a feature.
totally.
What,
Yeah, I
you
did get
were
off a feature.
props, right? You're
I was
on that?
props master.
Oh shit! Good.
That
That's
got
awesome.
thrown into art director like the last week.
Dude,
it was
that's the shit.
absolutely insane.
It's okay. I think getting thrown into those big positions like that is the best way you can learn how to do those.
Well, totally. That's what I was gonna say. You don't know what you're capable of until you're forced to do it.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
know?
Baptism by fire all the way.
Right. I mean, don't make me direct a movie by any means, but you know,
But if someone did, you'd
if
figure it out.
if you put me in that situation though, it's gonna be a bomb ass movie, and I'm gonna be the fucking coolest director you know. Like that's just how it's gonna be, Bray. I'm
For
just
sure.
telling you
No,
now.
no, no. It's
So-
one of my something similar happened to me when I first moved here. I got in just PAing any chance I got, and I got recommended to be a grip on a feature. Which back in the Valley, I mean, I knew enough. I mean, I knew how to like work a C-stand, the bare minimum.
Oh, you do? That's
the
so
bare-
cute.
Oh, thanks. The
C-stands.
C-stands. Am I
I'm
right?
still on the A stands. I don't know. I haven't made it that far yet.
It's
Sorry.
okay. You'll learn.
Mhm.
So I knew the bare minimum, right? Like enough. I had anticipated like, okay, use that, and then just don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask the gaffer, ask the key grip, all
Right,
that.
yeah.
It's fine. So I get the call sheet. Um, I'm looking down. I'm looking for my name. Looking for like swing, grip, whatever. I'm scrolling past to see gaffer, and then I see my name, and right next to my name it says key grip.
Oh.
I was like,
Oh, that's an interesting little
all right, sounds good. And
adjective.
you just rock and roll with it. I mean, because you don't have a choice.
Oh.
You have to figure it out.
I mean, it's sink or swim
Yeah,
in this world.
that's what I love about it too. Is
I
like
do
it's
too.
always. I haven't had a job that challenges me as much as this and gets me as excited to be challenged. Like this
Mm-hmm.
excited to be challenged like that. Like I don't. There's been so many requests that have been asked of me that I straight up did not know how to do them, even in the slightest. But I wasn't gonna not do it. I was gonna figure it out, and if I couldn't
Yeah.
figure it out, I was gonna ask someone and
Hope for the
hope for the best.
best. Yeah, exactly. No, this is definitely an industry where that's what I love about it too, is like you are judged on your work.
Hmm.
You know, not how you look or what you're wearing or what you were out doing the night before. Like you really are judged on showing up and putting up and doing what you
Hmm.
have to do most of the time. I mean,
Most
there
of the time.
there is the one rare occasion of like you're busting your ass and then you sit down for 1 second and that's all they see and you're like,
Hmm.
ugh. So there is definitely a stigma of having to work extra hard to get your foot in the door.
Absolutely,
But
yeah. And I have a buddy of mine who's still down in the valley, and he's just now gotten to like his first big PA gig, and it was like I told him, I gave him the tips. I'm like, never stop moving, just always find something to do, be ready to conquer the world, even when there's nothing to do. And from what it sounds like, he did exactly that. And they called him back, and literally, I think they're traveling him up to Dallas or trying to travel him up to Dallas to work. He's like, I just did what I was just always moving. I'm like, that's it. They just want to see that
yeah,
you've got momentum, and that you're passionate and active and wanting to help in any way, shape, and form. That's how you're gonna
right.
keep getting the jobs. That's how you're gonna make friends. That's how you're just gonna keep that boat floating.
hmm That's it. It's hard work, but it's if you don't like it, then you're not in the right place
For
anyway.
sure.
Like if you're not
Oh,
wanting to
yeah.
work hard,
If
this
you
is
don't like
not the
this
shit for
industry,
you.
if you don't like this whole aesthetic, it's shit.
Yeah.
This
Like
is
we're not sitting in front of the monitor with our coffees and watching that. Like
calling
no.
shit out.
Mm-mm. We're not doing that. Like
Oh
that's
no.
not our job.
You know what I think my biggest pet peeve on set, though, and I'm trying to figure out. There's got to be a solution to avoid the Video Village Shuffle. Have you been a part of this? Do you know what this is?
The Video Village Shuffle.
The Video Village Shuffle. It's when, so you're in a location and you got Video Village
Is
set
it
up.
just moving chairs constantly
Moving
around?
chairs, constantly
Okay,
moving
'cause
it,
that's
even
what
though you're in the same location all day and you have a wireless transmitter that can get the image from any of these rooms. Is the desire to keep moving it
Yeah.
blows my mind.
You know what? And that's so funny because so for the feature I just hopped off on, we were filming in like this old haunted plantation, right? And I was not a PA, so this was not my struggle. So I'm speaking on the struggle of the other people,
Mm-hmm.
but I very much appreciated their struggle and I loved watching it. It was even better to watch from the other side. But they were doing the Video Village Shuffle. They were just
All the
moving,
time.
but there were these ghost rooms, right? So there were haunted rooms in the house that the family did not go in, never like kept locked. And I'm like, oh my God, I want to go in that room so bad. But they kept putting Video Village in the haunted rooms. Like only the haunted rooms.
Yeah.
And they'd be so frozen. Like the director, the producer, they were all just so, and I felt so bad for them because I was like, oh man, they are trying to do their job. But it was kind of funny
So
that
creepy.
they kept being put in the ghost rooms.
Ooh, ghost stories. Tell me. Any ghost stories? Any weird things that happen?
Oh, you have me and those ghosts. I was at that house so
First of all, I
much.
saw on your Instagram story you were about to throw down with a specter.
Oh, I almost fought a ghost.
I mean,
I
you
almost
say
fought a ghost.
fought a ghost, but what you mean is you almost beat the living shit out of a
I was
ghost.
prepared to do what needed to be done, Bray. As always.
I know.
Listen,
Lauren,
I
look,
keep my nails short for a reason,
I
Bray.
know, and I
They're
know.
not long for a reason.
And you keep your holy water in your
I
left
keep my
pocket and the
holy
salt
water.
in your right.
Listen, I love ghosts. Don't come at me, ghosts. Do not come for me.
Don't do it.
Like, we're friends. Everything's cool. But if you do come for me, I'm just letting you know, like, you're coming down with me. I'm not going by myself.
Mm-mm.
So we found in the ghost room that they kept locked up, that nobody's supposed to go in. There was a door that was bolted shut in the back. And I was like, we got to get that door open. And thankfully, Grip agreed with me.
Okay.
They're like, yeah, we do. We
for sure need to
we
get
need
that
this
open.
door open for the shot. And I was like, yeah, it's for the shot. It's for the sake of this feature. That's what it's for. So we unscrewed the deadbolts and we got it open. And it was like an old, like, bar area, like almost prohibition styled.
Mm-hmm.
And it led down to the basement. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. Like,
it's about to go
down. And I was a little hesitant because I wasn't like, I ain't scared of no ghost. I mean, I'm fucking
Yeah, you
terrified
full
of ghosts.
Ghostbusters. That.
But I sleep with the
keep getting
nightlight
this
on.
whiskey caught in my beard.
Oh, no. Bearded Bray.
Bearded Bray.
You Viking motherfucker. You just beard everywhere.
That's right.
It's so good. Yeah, same. I shaved mine for today's occasion.
Oh,
but
you kept it. I think.
Well, I couldn't outdo you, my guy.
I mean, you're always outdoing
One
me,
of
no matter
us.
how hard I try.
One of us has to keep it clean here. Obviously, I'm the more responsible, more cleanly human. So
cleanly?
Yeah.
Is that what does that mean?
Oh, cleanly?
Cleanly.
You're not clean, like fresh, but you're like doing your best.
Oh, okay.
You know,
So you're not. Yeah, you're doing your best. You can't fully pronounce. Clean.
Right.
Gotcha.
You're cleanly. I am from Mississippi. Give me
That's
a break,
true.
dude. I'm
Mississippi
doing my best.
accent break.
I'm doing my best.
Okay, so
Just
basement. Going down the basement. That's where we were with this ghost story.
Yeah, and which I am terrified of, like, dark spaces I've never been in before. Not for demonic reasons. It's people. Like, the dead don't scare me as much as the living.
No, people are the worst.
People are the worst, and I am always prepared. I'm always like, there's a murderer down here, and listen, you had it coming. Like, you choose. I'm not the one, right? I'm not the one. So I'm like, I'm just going. I'm prepared to, like, fight whatever human that's been living down there for forever. But I got so distracted because it was just so haunted and creepy and beautiful. So I just started taking pictures. And it was like just like old, like sealed up spaces with like old broken mason jars. I'm like,
parts.
what was in there? Like, I don't know.
Eyeballs and shit.
Like eyeballs and shit, or like, I don't know, whiskey, but probably eyeballs.
Eyeball whiskey.
And then in the corner, there's like this big pile of blankets. Like, someone's been living down there.
Ah.
And I'm like, you poor person. Like, I will give you my house. Just get out of the basement.
Get out
like,
here.
Please get out of the basement.
but all you found were blankets, or was someone in the blankets?
Nobody was there. It was just blankets.
At that moment.
Our DIT guy, Clint, though, however, he got a picture, and there is a face in the picture.
Nice.
That wasn't there. I'll text him, and I'll see if he'll send it to me. I don't know why I didn't do that already. It would have been put on my phone as my screensaver, because, like, I'm obsessed.
You should.
But, yeah, that was the highlight of it.
Some spooky shish.
Some spooky shit.
I always like spooky shish. I've only had a few that kind of rattled me to the point where, you know, you have to, like, look around and go, was that really good? Am I losing my mind?
Yeah.
I remember one time in high school, I was staying at my best friend Casey's. It was his parents' house, and it was me and like a few other buddies. We were all crashing on the couch, and I remember waking up in the middle of the night and like the blanket was off my feet, and you know, half hazy, eyes still trying to open. I looked down, and I put the blanket just like slightly over my foot, probably like right there on the little toe knuckle.
Was there just only the little toe cold, or?
There's no reason to ask questions. I'm telling a story.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Continue, please.
So, but before I closed my eyes again, I leaned back and looked down, and I saw the blanket get tucked underneath my feet. Like, it tucked my feet. It wanted me to get a good night's sleep.
What a sweet friend.
See, that's what I said.
These
And we've
hoes
kept
ain't
contact to
loyal
this day.
like these ghosts.
These hoes are not loyal.
That
These
ghost
ghosts.
is a freaking real MVP. What the heck?
Yeah. No, he's...
What a gem.
You know, he's a delight. We still keep contact.
Of course.
You know.
Wow. I'm so touched.
Okay, so...
That's not been my experience with ghosts at all.
My shit's been scary.
My shit's been real demonic. Oh my god. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, I've seen some spooky shit. I've seen some speakers fly and do kick flips and stuff.
Listen, like my mom is Native American, and she's very like, and I don't mean like the white people Native American, like actually Native American, like a lot of practices have been passed down through our family. And she's very spiritual in the sense of, like, you can feel a room right off the bat. If you go in a room and you're like, no, it's for a reason. And usually I have to separate it too sometimes because I'm so paranoid, and she's also a police officer, so she like just like to terrify me. Like horrible stories.
She stacked it up on you a little bit.
She laid as much shit on me as possible so that I could handle whatever. And I totally can.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to separate it because I'm like, okay, if you get scared out of nowhere, like usually that's an instinctual feeling. But if you're thinking about something and you kind of scare yourself,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of have to separate it like that. Because I'm like, okay, if I'm feeling scared because of my own paranoid thoughts, that's not the room telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know when a room is straight telling you, like,
Yeah,
something ain't right. So.
Yeah, I had this conversation with some friends a few weeks back. I want to hear your take on this because we got on the subject of ghosts and ghost hunting and all that, and part of me thinks that, you know, when you get those creepy feelings, especially like what you were saying, you walk into a room, you can tell that a room is, you know, creepy, and I think it gets added on when someone tells you, you know, you're in a location that's haunted. A part of me thinks that it's our minds manifesting those occurrences. You know, it's you're being told this, and now the question is like, is your mind manifesting like these quick little illusions, or is your mind actually manifesting something there physically? Because, you know, I've walked into a spooky place before, and someone told me it was spooky. Someone told me something like so and so would happen, and I look around and I feel that. And I've even seen something like that happen, and I wonder, is that because they told me that? Is it the whole pink elephant concept? Don't think about pink elephants. What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about whiskey, dude.
That's
I don't
true.
even know what you're talking
Never
about.
mind, you completely crushed my point.
I break the mold every time.
I don't care, because it's great.
Oh, Bryce, stop.
I'm a really good singer.
Oh my god. Who even let you come out here with the voice? Golly.
I keep it on the down low. I can only be divinely successful in one entertainment department at a time. You know?
Yeah, put yourself in a box.
If I start singing,
yeah,
fucking Billboard's
over.
gonna break down.
No,
The
it's
Grammys,
over.
there's no point anymore.
Right.
Why? Let other people do it.
Mr. Americana. Wow.
I know.
I just watched the Taylor Swift
I haven't
documentary.
seen it. Is it good?
That's why I said that. Yeah, I think it was pretty good. I think it like kind of softens you up a bit on Taylor Swift because everybody has an opinion on Taylor Swift, and it's like, why do you have an opinion on her? You don't know her. Like,
yeah, I love that.
Like what?
No,
why? Why? Who am I to be like, I don't like Taylor Swift? Like what the fuck?
Yeah, that's always blown my mind is people who their lives are obsessed over these people having never met them, talked to them, interacted with them in person.
Yeah.
They've almost developed a relationship and find the reasons why someone does something.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
That's a lot of crazy.
It's a little crazy.
This world's freaking crazy, dude.
It's redonk.
Because it's like, if you don't like her music, okay, don't like it. But like, if you do, okay, then like it. And then like, that's it.
So like, I mean, so what's the problem?
So like, that's it.
Like
that's it.
That's it.
Like that is it.
Like that's okay. That's it.
Yeah, we're done.
Got it.
Okay, so we're done here, Mr. Americana.
That is exactly why I brought you on this podcast.
Oh, is it?
Because
to trash it
dude,
and ruin the name
I want
of
you
Bray.
to fucking ruin this podcast.
I will destroy the shit out of it.
I don't want another episode after this.
As you should.
Yeah. Why? What's the
Unless, wait, who's your next guest? Because like,
I've got the handsome, talented Chris Gardner. He's a writer and actor here in Dallas.
Okay, well, I can't say anything else then.
Hey, shut your mouth.
I will be quiet. I'm not saying anything else, Bray. I do feel like I have to whisper.
It's
I
weird.
do.
So the first episode I did of this.
I'm a very loud person. I just want you to know. So if you're listening to this and you're like, God, why is this bitch so
yelling?
quiet?
Why is she yelling?
Why is she whispering? Oh, you think I'm loud? I think I'm quiet right now.
No, I know how loud you can be.
Okay, good.
I'm a very, as you heard by my footsteps, very loud person as well.
There are just some stares that aren't flattering to anyone. Don't take it personally.
I'm a big presence physically, so I figured I might as well be a big presence
as you
with
should.
my personality.
Take up the space.
Wow.
Do it. Let's turn this into a theater movement class right now. Take up your space, Bray. Take it up.
I try to think back to any time I've been in a bar and I'm having conversations with friends and I realize how loud I was talking that entire night, even over all that noise. Everyone in that bar knew about what was happening in my night.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? It gets loud.
It's real humbling to check yourself on your loudness.
True.
It's humbling, but it's also empowering because you're like, ain't no bitch louder than me. But then you're like,
I say those exact
bitch,
words.
you're fucking loud. Shut up. Like,
see, It's weird. The one place I should use my volume, I have a lot of trouble doing it is whenever I'm trying slowly but surely, consistently starting to AD more and be into that realm of things.
That's so
And
cool.
that requires you to be loud at times. Well, not necessarily loud, but just assertive. And I've noticed that I do have a difficult time using my voice to its full potential because when I have used it on set, shit gets quiet
Oh yeah.
because it's loud and it's booming. It's so we trying to find for me it's like finding that balance of being powerful and assertive but not being a complete dickhead.
Those boots and that beard, I don't think you got a problem. I'm just saying.
Thank you.
I think you've got it in the bag. Nailed
Keep
it.
complimenting me.
I will continue. I'm going to interrupt you every time you try to talk, and I'm just going to keep complimenting you. So
That's all I want.
Yeah,
Again,
that's why I'm
the
here.
second reason why I have you on this podcast. Just endless compliments.
Endless. That's what I do.
So what else has been going on? You doing any personal projects? You got anything in the works? What's up in this?
I mean, I'm back in I'm back in commercial life now. And I'm okay with it because
Nice. Yeah,
commercials are fun. I mean,
Mhm.
I love the film world just because it's like it's stability. Like there's so much stability in like knowing who's going to show up there and knowing your people and knowing your job and knowing your script and knowing the story that you're like
Trying to
telling.
tell. Yeah.
And I like love that because I'm a very like I crave stability. But then there's the commercial world, and it's like there's so much money, and
There's a lot.
there's so much money, and then it's like it's just a day or two. I mean, not for art, obviously. It's always going to be like a day before and a day after for sure. So for art, there is like a couple of days, but
Yeah, you can definitely rack in fatter paychecks in art department, but it is a substantial amount of work. Which
yeah.
I mean I love taking art gigs. Which by the way, Yarrow, if you're listening, I don't hate you guys. Hire me. I miss y'all. Want to hang out.
I totally told on y'all. I'm sorry. I told
No,
him
but
that he hates
it's
you.
a lot of work. But what I've always enjoyed about art department is that whole what we were talking about earlier is having to figure things out on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun aspect of it. I get to utilize my OCD.
Same.
Also, getting to learning how to build things is badass.
It is, and there's so much like rigging
Yeah.
that is like I worked with
Well,
David.
all the gags you do and stuff. I'm sorry.
Well,
you
yeah,
worked with
that's what
David-
I'm saying is like it's the stuff that you and you don't know until you're put in the situation and you're just like, how do I make this door like open and shut a million times like it's a haunted door or whatever?
Yep.
Because I worked with David Cheater, which I don't know if you know him or not, but he's such a cool. He was the set dresser on the feature film, and he was like, he made this old like record player start spinning again. It doesn't work, but he just made it spin.
Oh, you'll figure it out.
And it sounds so simple.
Yeah.
But it's like the intricity. It's intricate. He made it intricate, and it was really freaking cool to watch. And I'm like, can I just open your mind and like look at everything that you know how to do? Because I'm like, I'm just so. That's what I love about my job is like you can get overwhelmed and be like, oh, I have so much to learn. I have so much to do, or you can be really freaking excited about it and be like, there's so much to learn. Like there's something new every day that you learn.
Absolutely.
It's so cool.
Oh yeah, if you want to ever learn how to make anything, build anything, have the right mentality to make something, talk to an experienced art department person. One person I gotta say, Mr. Philip Yonkos. Have you worked with Yonkos? Do you know him?
I don't think so.
So Yonkos is a god amongst the commercial industry and the art department. This guy could build a fucking aircraft carrier. Like I have no doubt. Like the guy can do anything. He's the one guy that you call who, no matter what the gag is, he'll find a rig for it. Like
Wow.
he gave me a layout. I was gonna build a projector holder, actually in like this part of the garage before I made this speakeasy like area.
That's so
In like 3
cute.
seconds, he laid out like an entire blueprint, drew it perfectly. He's like, "Yeah, go to get these parts, do it." Oh shit.
God, like just to have that confidence.
Oh,
of, like,
also, yeah, he designed the Barney costume, Barney the Purple Dinosaur.
oh, he did.
He had it in his garage.
He did that on purpose.
Oh yeah. No, we don't
Just
talk shit
kidding.
about Barney in this household, woman. Nuh-uh.
I'm just kidding. Listen, Barney was a huge part of my foundation as a child.
Huge purple part.
As all of ours. All of ours. Do you think I got these beautiful, like perfect white teeth because of me wanting white teeth? No, it's because of Barney. It's because he has a perfect
Oh, I
white
see.
smile.
Wow. I've never thought about it like that.
Yeah, we have come full circle. I've never said that out loud before. This is sort of like my
Well,
first time
this is why this
speaking.
podcast is here, so you
Thank
can
you for
admit the
your
truth.
counseling
Absolutely.
and therapy for me.
100%. I think this might unintentionally just be a therapy podcast, which
I
I don't
know.
mind. Like, I've.
What else is whiskey for? Just bad decisions and therapy.
Yeah, just
That's
say shit.
it.
Say the truth.
Say the truth.
Have yeah, it gives you that whiskey brain.
Whiskey Breyn. Mm-mm-mm.
Oh, I'm putting that in.
Oh,
I'm
do you want me to do
remix
it again
that
so you
shit.
can cut that?
Yeah, let's hear it.
No. Yo.
Sing that shit.
Remix. What? I'm gonna keep drinking.
We can do
I'm gonna keep drinking.
yeah, it'll be like that scene in Hustle and Flow whenever we
Mm.
come up with that song. Which I actually watched that movie for the first time recently.
Really?
Yeah, I'm surprised.
How do you feel about it?
I loved it. It's so good. I never knew exactly what kind of movie it was.
Yeah.
And then, finally watching it and learning how,
Oh my gosh, I love watching movies from the standpoint of like what we do.
Uh-huh. Oh my God, you pick it
It's
apart.
so cool.
Ooh, let me ask you this. So that's a good thing. So when you watch movies now, well, especially now that you're doing this more frequently and this is your lifestyle, do you watch the first time you watch a movie, are you watching it with the mindset of experiencing the story, or are you watching it from a technical look and like breaking it down and seeing how they're doing stuff?
Sometimes, yeah, but usually if something pulls me out of it,
Mm-hmm.
like if I'm like, oh, that's not real blood splatter or like whatever. If something little, I'm like, that's bullshit. Like, or if that takes me out of it, then I start getting really like technical with it, and I can't like get really back in it. But because I'm such like a storyteller and I love, like I did the whole acting thing and I did the whole, theater thing, I feel like I can just like watch a movie and enjoy it. But it's like when I see that little thing that pulls me out of it, I'm like,
Mhm. Yeah, for me, I got to get better at it because I immediately go the like smallest little technical thing will pull me out of it, and it's kind of driving me crazy now because
Yeah.
I can't. I'll stop a show 5 minutes in because I see it and I'm like, God, that shit's studio lit, and like
you
I'll
have to
turn it
check
off.
yourself.
Yeah, absolutely, got to check yourself, and I've been doing that because there's a lot of shows that multiple people are telling me are awesome that I tried 5 minutes in, I'm like, can't do it.
It's hard because you're like, the point of film, you bring your experiences to the table to compare with like what you're seeing, right? That's the whole point of a movie, is to like get a story across, to humanize it and like make it your own even. And so it's like you're doing the thing you're supposed to do, but we just have to like kind of tell ourselves, okay, like we're using our experiences and what we know to be wrong or to be right or whatever, but this is somebody else's story, this is somebody else's art.
Yeah.
So we gotta like take it as
See,
that.
I wish I want to learn how to completely turn it off again. I would love to be able to watch movies again without having any of that impulse to like judge it technically story wise. Just because I
So-
remember when I was watching them as younger and before I actually got in the industry or anything, there was this extra layer of magic to it. Now it sounds kind of
Yeah.
corny, but
No, it's not.
there was, man. There was like this layer of atmosphere that is very, very thin, if not. Oh my God. Hold on, am I saying that right? It's very, very thin.
Listen,
or
you
it's
looked at
not
that
there at
wall
all.
and I thought there was a spider on the wall.
There is
And
a spider.
I was
It's a giant spider.
no, I was about to drag all of
You
the
don't like
shit
spiders?
out with. It's not that I don't like them. Don't tell them that.
Oh, sorry.
It's not that I don't
Our,
like them.
our spider guest might be.
I
offended.
just don't want them near me or
Oh,
by
okay.
me. So
Well,
I don't want to kill them, but they
See,
just
I've
need to
got a
be gone.
weird one. Oh, it's gotten better, but mine's frogs. Dude, I know, right? That's ridiculous.
No, it's not.
There was a point. I'm better now. I can be next to him now, and like not be phased. There's a point. I think it peaked in college. I don't know why. I had them as pets. There was never a traumatic experience that made me think I'll never want to be around frogs again. But there was just a point where anytime I saw a frog or toad, I lost my shit.
I wonder
I
why.
have no idea. I'm still trying to figure it out.
It's got to
My
be
mom-
representative of something.
This is
maybe.
the shittiest thing she ever. Was I still?
Wow, sorry, Mom.
No. We were still living in Austin, I think. No. Was it Austin?
Did you
No,
live
no.
in Austin?
Yeah, I was
Right
born. I was
on.
born in South Texas.
I
and,
was born.
I was born
in a thunderstorm. Go ahead.
I was born in the Rio Grande Valley. went to kindergarten to second grade San Antonio, and then third grade through high school in Austin, Dripping Springs. Um,
Nice.
gotta say,
Good for
man,
you.
I'm sorry for all my Austin friends. I'm not a fan.
Really?
I don't like it.
Really?
I don't like it. It's just
Huh.
it any. I don't know. There's a lot more like the artsiness of Austin that's promoted all the time and weirdness. I've experienced more genuine versions of that here in Dallas and other places.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
fair.
I feel like, but then again, I mean, I'm biased. Probably due to some negative experiences growing up there and whatnot. I'm sure that factors into it, but
Yeah, it's always different when you
for sure,
live in a place
for
too.
sure. But
So.
yeah, I'm just not a huge fan. Oh, anyway, I was saying the horrible prank that my mom pulled on me. If I think we're still in Austin. If not, it was like right when I got back down to South Texas for college. I was in the shower, and I guess I had forgotten to lock the door, and she went in there, opened the door,
one time
opened the door, and threw a frog in the shower. Dude, I almost hit my mother. Almost. I was I lost my shit.
Listen,
jumped.
don't at mom, PETA.
I would never hit
Okay,
you, mama.
the frog was thrown in there gracefully, and there was no violence and or harming of
Thank
the
you.
bray
Thank
or
you.
the frog in this
Are you
thing.
a lawyer too? I'm thinking
That-
about hiring you for that.
Really?
Or maybe my PR person.
Oh, I'm not a lawyer. I could just BS my way out of anything, probably.
That's how I got
sadly.
through school.
I was 6 years old telling my mother what to do. Like, I am the worst
love it.
person. I'm the worst person on the planet. And I know it's wrong, and I just can't stop. I just can't. I just can't do
I
it.
can't stop controlling you.
I can't stop being a bossy bitch. And you know what?
It's
just
okay.
It's okay.
The world needs
There's
more
no
bossy
such
bitches.
thing as a bossy. There's just a boss. So it's okay. There's no
Good
such
point.
thing as a
Absolutely.
bitch. There's just me. Cheers.
That's a solid quote.
That's me.
Oh my goodness.
You're welcome. Okay, you were saying something super deep about film, and I was like, "What?" Spiders.
Super deep about film.
You were wishing that you could turn it off.
Oh yeah,
right?
I think it was I wish I could turn off my trying to find the right word. I just don't want to break movies down anymore, or at least be able to put myself in a headspace where I don't do that, because I feel like if tapping into that aesthetic, and you know what, I think it's honestly just something that happens to me. I know plenty of people. I have a few buddies who are huge movie fanatics, work in the industry, and still get that feeling from it.
Yeah.
That's just I haven't figured out how to do that yet.
So there's never been like an acting scene that you're just like totally like wrapped in their acting and like totally in the story.
100%, but it's just those moments rather than the overall experience of the
Picture,
movie. Like they're like when I was younger, I'd watch it, and that feeling I'd get from being locked into an actor's performance would last the entire movie. Now it's like I watch it for those moments. I'm like, oh, that's so good. Oh, he made that decision, made this, made that, but the movie keeps going. I'm not paying attention to the rest of the movie.
It's a struggle. It's a whole struggle.
It's okay.
It's a whole struggle. But we keep going to the movies and we keep watching movies. So obviously we're still wanting to put the work into the relationship.
Sure. I am. So my personal opinion, I really, really, really hope that movie theaters stay around for a lot longer, because there's nothing like that experience of going to a movie. And I mean, you have access to every fucking movie known to man now on your fucking phone, TV, everything. I just hope that doesn't fade out. I think that's part of the whole magic was going to the theater. And I know for me that was a big influence of doing this in the first place, was that experience sitting in a chair, looking at a giant screen and seeing like,
oh, it's so good.
You know,
because you have no distraction.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no getting away, and it's also an experience, like with whoever you're with, or if you want to go by yourself, like you're treating yourself to a whole cinematic experience. Not that you can't do that at home, but just you put in the work to like get in your car, to drive there, to pay for your ticket.
See, I wish I would have been around. I wish I would have worked in the industry, like 70s, 80s, 90s, that era. Just because nowadays, one, there's so much stuff. Two, anybody can make something. Like there's that's kind of shitty of me to say. Of course, anybody can make something. You should make something if you want to make something. Yeah. You know, if you have that passion, do it. It's just now. Get cozy.
Get cozy.
But nowadays, it's just, I don't know. There's so much that it's really hard to find stuff that actually means something to you. You know, and like I feel like back then they were blinded and just kind of went for it rather than, you know, just abiding by, I don't know what's gonna sell. That's a lie. I feel like that's always been kind of a thing with blockbusters. I don't know. Is that making sense in any
Mm,
way?
yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Thanks.
Listen, your story is your story, Bray.
Yeah.
I'm not here to pick your story apart. This is your cinematic story,
This
and
is my story.
I'm willing to watch it
This
on 2020.
2020.
2020. Would that be, what would your 2020 like name be?
What do you mean with
Like,
2020?
you know how there's like the overboard or like whatever. Like they have like for each story they have like a booming name for it, and you're like, oh, or like Megxit for like Meghan Markle leaving. They did like the Megxit, like they did Brexit. You know what I mean? I could have just made that up. Did I just make that up? No, I didn't.
Maybe.
I am a genius, but I don't give myself credit for that. So.
I'm thinking.
It would be like.
I don't know. Give me some options. What do you think?
Be like on the way to like Braidham or like or like
Whiskey Breyn.
Whiskey Breyn. Whiskey Breyn.
This podcast
is so
is
good.
me falling apart as a person.
Cheers. Cheers. We're all falling apart a little bit. We live in dark times. We really do. Like we live in, I think, very privileged times for most of us. But all in all, there's like a dark, gloomy, like fog over the world right now. I would say specifically America, but it's not just America. We're so selfish. Americans are so selfish in the sense that we're like, oh, America, America. No, it's the whole world, bitch. The whole world is struggling in one way or another right now. So it's okay to, you take your time, Bray.
We'll take my time.
You take your
I
time.
love that build up to it. No, but you know, as gloomy as it is, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like I'm naive with that stuff because I'm totally aware, you know, it's a shit show out there, but you got to find some levity, you can find some
Of
goofiness.
course.
And that's the only thing we do. I feel like we're getting better at comedic relief with all the shitties. I mean, it's funny, like,
Yeah.
no matter how shitty things get, someone will always find a way to laugh at it. And that
Oh, for
always
sure.
bumps you up or makes you get
Yeah,
over
because
it.
I mean, at the end of the day, your mental health is like you literally can't take on the weight of the world.
For sure.
Like you can think about it and you can try to make a difference or you can try to get involved or whatever. But at the end of the day, you do need to relish in like your hoorays for the day, like your
No.
the happiest moments of the day
For
or
sure.
whatever.
I think something that I always bring up in these types of conversations too is like, yeah, you got to find your hoorays, you got to find those positive moments. But a really important thing to me that I think a lot of people need to come to terms with is like the darkest spots you go to mentally, whatever, they're gonna keep happening
Mm-hmm.
always, no matter how awesome things are. It'll always go back to that spot, and I think when you accept that and anticipate that, it gives you a better chance of handling it. You're not going to always handle it the best way,
No, for
but
sure.
you're gonna attempt to handle it. And
As
step
we
number one.
drink whiskey in your garage speakeasy, yeah, we don't always handle it the best way, but you gotta find your way to
Yeah.
make it as good as it. I know. I always tell myself like that's one of my biggest fears is like the fear of missing out or the fear of like like dying or whatever, like not having the chance to do what I wanted to do. I'm always like telling myself, I'm like, okay, like the worst day of your life hasn't happened yet. Like it hasn't. Like the worst possible thing that's ever gonna happen to me is it hasn't happened yet. I know that there's gonna be a day where it's gonna be way darker than it is today. So I'm like, we can worry about that day on that day. Like let's just live today and let's make it bright and let's make it fun and let's stack this money.
See, the way I'd look at that too is, you know, yeah, the shittiest day hasn't happened yet, the darkest thing hasn't happened yet, but say when that moment does happen, when you go, oh, this is the shittiest, there's something shittier that could have happened. Therefore, you'll never have the shittiest day.
No, it'll always
Strive to have shittier days, people.
people.
That's the message.
People. If you could just be a little shittier, that would be great.
Could just be so
If you could just okay, I blame Schitt's Creek. Do you watch that show?
I've heard great things.
Oh
I
my
don't watch
god!
it.
Pray.
I'm
What are
sorry.
you doing? I just pick up the accents from the people in the show all the time. The word David, I can't I can't fucking say the word David without saying it because one of the characters in the show is named David. And I'm always like, oh my god, David. Like I just can't say the word David without saying it like a character on that show. It is so freaking good. You should totally watch it.
I should check it
They
out.
should totally make me their spokesperson, and I'll just go and like tell people,
Well,
hey,
I mean,
go watch
obviously
Schitt's
they're
Creek.
listening right now, guys. At Schitt's Creek, be the let Lauren be your spokesperson.
Or just put me on the show. That's
Either
whatever.
or both. Let's do both.
Or
I think
both.
both. I haven't seen the show, but you'd kill it.
Both. Just let me do your art. I don't want a production design.
How about
Let's
this?
calm down.
How about this?
But
We can do a shot by shot of your favorite episode where you play every character, and then we'll send it to them.
I'm always up for a challenge. Give me more whiskey, and we'll do that shit right here and now. Did you just down your whiskey? You
Also,
mother lover.
I can't remember if we were rolling when you. Oh yeah, we're totally rolling. But yeah, I downed that whiskey because you totally called me a bitch by half filling my glass.
I'm sorry, I'm a drunk, Bray, okay? I'm just a drunk. Leave me alone and let me be drunk. I'm showing up to work. I'm doing my time. Just let me be.
Just let me be hammered.
Just let me be hammered. Give me death or give me hammer-romedy.
I know. You know what? This podcast is going to do a lot of things. One's going to, allow me and my friends to communicate on deeper levels than the speakeasy. But two, it's also going to turn me into an alcoholic. So.
Listen, pour your half glass. I apologize. I overstepped. I did. I overstepped. I was trying to peer pressure you into living the life that I am living. And
Lauren has peer pressured
okay.
me since the moment we met each other. I remember on the commercial, it's like, hey, Lauren, how are you? You were like, take this shot.
Oh
Drink
my
this.
God.
I was like, what? I was like, well, I think I need to lock up right now. You're like, drink this fucking
Drink the fucking shot. Stop being such a bitch. Drink the shot.
It was really intimidating.
Good.
But
you should be terrified.
I wasn't going to not do it.
I'm so intimidating. You have no idea.
No, you are. 100%.
I'm terrifying. I'm a train wreck of scary. Just all around horrifying.
Your eyes have gotten quite wide throughout this conversation.
My eyes can get so big. Like this deer above me, hanging above my head, it's got nothing on the glassed over, like full eyes. I can do it.
Ooh, let's talk about funny anger things. So I realized that when I've gotten super angry, my go-to, what do you call it, physical thing that I do, I wish I could do it with one, because my best friend can do it, and it's so intimidating, but it's the 2-finger point. Like if someone really makes you mad. Have you ever done that?
Is that a guy thing? I don't think girls do that.
Well, the 2-finger point
That's
is
like a gun.
if you're really, really, really.
Are you saying you want to shoot someone? That's like
no,
a
it's
gun.
just it's weird. It's like this multi-leveled thing of like where you're pointing at it. It's a lot of the times it's never this, right? It's never the 2-finger point this way. It's like an upward angle where it's just like, listen here, you piece of shit. You listen here, you piece of shit.
Wow.
Yeah, but my buddy, he can do it. He's got these big fucking sausage dad fingers. He can do it with
fingers,
one finger.
yeah.
Like, I want that.
I
One
want
finger,
that.
just point.
Wow. I don't know if I've ever pointed my finger at anybody when I'm mad. I'm usually just trying not to cry the whole time.
I take you for a person. Do you do like the face out, like neck kind of backwards sort of thing, just like this?
It depends on the day.
Okay.
I can get real fucking thug if I need to get thug. It just comes out. It just I can't even control her. I don't know who she is. I've never seen her before in my life. You don't have me on tape. But whoever she is, she comes out and you just point a finger and I'll go fight somebody. Like I don't know what happens to me. There's that, and then there's like this terrified like little 6-year-old blonde girl in pigtails that's like just like taking it
either or
and trying not to cry the whole time because she's so angry and she's just like, don't cry because you're angry. It's not because I'm sad. It's because I'm angry.
I think it's the most frustrating thing for me too, which is why I do not like to be angry at all. Is because you reach that point where like you can't even put a sentence together, and like you've got two of the strongest emotions, sadness and anger, hitting you at the same time, and like there's no way you're going to communicate, so it's just going to be that mixture of spit and
there's
everything.
No way you can even think straight at all in the moment, really.
So to deal with that, I find my little outlets. Most people, they hit a boxing bag. One of the things I do, rock climbing has helped, but two, as I'm sure you've seen on my Instagram stories, dancing is actually one of them.
As you've seen on my
stories, I'm like the best dancer
I'm
in
a
the
great
world.
dancer.
But
do some goddamn dancing.
That's true. Look at that. I made a hat out of it and everything.
That's so
get
cool.
Get this on my website.
Branded up, Bray.
Brained it up,
Brained it up.
Whatever. No, one of the things I found myself doing is gone to a few concerts, and that's when I can really let it out. Like if I'm going to like some like death metal dubstep-esque type show, I've gotten to points where like you really get to let that primal rage out. Best feeling in the world. Yeah, because you come
Yeah.
back home and you're like, hey everyone, how you doing? They don't realize that, a couple hours earlier, complete
You were
red
like
light,
making
sweat.
ape noises, like swinging through the crowd. Yeah, I know. I've been there. I saw you do it, Bray. I was there.
You saw me do the
I saw you ape it
get
out.
out of here.
I'm just kidding. No, I just watched Tarzan last night, so that's what I was thinking about.
Well, I am Tarzan.
No, you are.
No, hold on. But that you don't understand how much that tripped me out right now because that's like
I know.
exactly what I did.
I know.
Like, literally,
you get so hype in the music or in the moment or whatever, and you just go instinctual.
Well, there's been times like in mosh pits. I mean, everyone else is doing the whole like walking around like bumping shoulders.
Oh no.
Oh man,
dude, that alien just tried to attack you.
It's
what?
True. Awesome. This is a Whiskey Breyn first. Gonna reset the camera.
No.
Oh, this is still totally staying.
Wow.
In the edit. Totally staying in the edit.
You have to let that see.
That's gonna be hilarious.
It looks like a damn alien sitting there.
It's true.
It's like your little alien sitting on your shoulder.
A damn sandal.
Honestly, I'm glad you knocked it off because it was terrifying the shit out of me the whole time I was here.
Oh, was it scary?
I was like, God, this alien just keeps staring at me, and it's really getting my nerves.
Well, I just gotta get your beautiful face on camera.
My face is not beautiful. I'm pretty sure I woke up like 2 hours ago from
Well,
that.
if you woke up like that, congrats.
I did wake up like this.
What was I saying? Yeah, ape-like tendencies at concerts. It's true. Go to a caveman-like mindset, get all that out. God, you'll have the best, most clear-minded day the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, full Tarzan. I want to go to a concert and just start ripping things
Let
off.
that shit out. But like I can't do mosh pits. Like
Can't do mosh pits?
I can't.
I
I will fight you. It's not a joke to me.
Dude, oh my God, let's go.
I can't do it. I can't do it. If you put your hands on me, like I know you're not meaning
Let's
to.
throw the fuck
But
down.
I don't like to be touched. I don't like people touching me. My natural reaction for whatever reason is to punch. Like when I get
Hit 'em.
scared, I fucking throw hands.
I gotta tell you this.
I don't know why.
So, no, I'm right there with you because I went to my first official metal show not too long ago, and I've been to like my whole scene's been very much EDM, dubstep, that type of stuff, and especially dubstep shows. I don't think people really understand like how intense those mosh pits can actually get. Like people think EDM, they think like oh these fucking electronic goofy noises. Like it's ridiculous sounding. Like it is giant robot fighting noises. Anyway, so I went to my first official metal show, and I was ready. Like I took the whole day. I was prepping. I was just like, okay, you've been in mosh pits before. This is a metal show. This is something else. Like
Were you talking in the mirror?
Oh,
or?
fucking 100%.
Okay.
I was talking in the
good.
mirror, getting like figuring out my stance, like figuring out the whole thing. I was ready to throw down. No one did it. It was just shoulder bumping the entire time, and I was like, okay. The closest I got is this dude kept bumping into me, so I picked him up, like bear hugged him, and then I threw him about 5-6 feet back into the crowd. That was the closest I got. I want to hit someone.
Oh my God.
There's something beautiful. No, like all joking aside, there's something awesome about getting to that place where, especially if it's multiple people in a mosh pit, letting out their rage to its fullest, hitting, kicking, punching, and then at the end of it, like looking at each other and going, "Hey, dude, are you okay?"
Like, did I hurt you when I punched you in the whole face?
As crazy and as psychotic as that sounds, there's something really cool about that. There's something really cool about going to that level of rage, primal instinct, whatever it is, and then like being able to snap out of it and be like, "Oh yeah."
Oh, for sure.
Or I'm just insane.
It's just not for me.
It's just
like I'm too sensitive for that shit. I am too like I went to this like the Lizard Lounge or something in Deep Ellum has emo night.
Yeah.
And I went with like my partner and a group of friends, and I was standing on the edge, like up on the stairs, not in the pit, like up on the stairs. And this bitch walks by me and pushes me in the pit, and I was like, breathe, Lauren. I was like, I'm not in the pit. And I just stepped back out, and she did her thing. And then someone else came back and like pushed me again. And I'm like, I'm not in the fucking pit. And I like shoved them in the pit. I was like, get the fuck away from me. And I was like, God, calm down. It's okay. They're just doing the thing that they think, they just start pushing people to like start a mosh. But I'm like, do not mosh with me. Do not josh with me. Do not kosh with me. Do not, oh my gosh, be
But
gosh with me.
but
Don't do it.
I do have to say, I
Don't do
mean,
it.
anyone who's on the rim of a mosh pit, you're not. I'm sorry, you're not allowed to get mad if someone moshes, like if
Oh,
it
I
gets
was
thrown at you,
mad.
dude. No, no, no,
I
no, no.
was up on the
So here's
stairs,
mosh rules.
like,
Like if you're in the fucking edge of that circle and you see this madness going down, you totally have the opportunity to go, I don't want any part of that, and go deeper into the crowd where you're not going to get hit. That makes sense. If you're on the rim of that, you are fucking open season. That is game. Like
and I would agree with you if I didn't A, have a drink in my hand, be behind the like bar counter thing that, like sometimes on the edge there's like a random like bar counter that's not a bar counter, but it's like kind of like so you don't fall down into the
mm,
thing. And they were trying to start a mosh with me. So I was like, I'm not in the pit. Like I'm standing up. And
I
so
get
then
you. I
they
get you. I
started
get
going
you.
in the pit, and then someone did it again, and I'm like, I am not in the pit. And then I had to leave because I was like, these motherfuckers, let me just enjoy My Chemical Romance and not
Speaking of which, their
be
reunion
thrown
tour.
down. I heard that. That's
Dude,
crazy.
it sold out in like 5
Of
minutes.
course it
Dude,
did.
it sold out so quick.
Of course it did. Do you know how cool that must be to be like, yo, I haven't really been on the scene in a hot minute, and then my whole show sold out.
It just goes to show how much of an impact that band has, and also just that scene in general. Like
It's
that's
very
a huge. I mean, you
nostalgic.
think, yeah, My Chemical Romance, fucking Panic at the Disco, like all these people, and all of
Mm-hmm.
them went on to do amazing things. But like
Sure, yeah.
their OG titles, those old school names, like that old school emo vibe. It's strong,
Hmm.
man. People don't understand how strong that nostalgia is. It's something else.
Yeah,
I
it
bet that show's
is.
gonna be
Well, I
awesome.
mean, and for anybody, like any genre, like whatever, if you're growing up in the 90s, say you like listen to Tupac, or like growing up and you listen to Backstreet Boys, or like whatever, when that shit hits, oh, it just hurts. Like it hurts so good. Because you're just like, good times. Like, still, it's like in your veins.
Mhm.
Like it's just a part of who you are.
It is. It
It's
is.
so cool.
Ooh, that's a fun question. So, was that band one of the ones that stuck with you in high school? What were your kind of like high school, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like the big height, like the big bands that really influenced you throughout high school, like the music that you were listening
God,
to.
I don't even remember high school, Bray. That was like freaking 10 years ago, my guy. Almost 10
I
years
I'm
ago.
trying. So I'm doing an episode in a couple weeks with my besties in Austin. We're gonna just be reciting all of our high school
Oh,
stories.
I can only
Dude, like, I mean,
imagine.
you think back and like
We'll
really think
all
into the
be
deep,
listening.
really thinking. Oh. I mean, but you think back to that. I mean, there's some good shit in there. I don't care
Oh,
who you are.
yeah,
You've got some. There's some solid stories in your high school experience.
of
So yeah, I
course.
want to hear if you can
My,
remember what were your like your big music
my
influences in high
big
school.
music influences in high school. I was such a troubled soul in high school. I don't really, off the top of my head, I honestly um grew up in the like I listened to Avril Lavigne for like 10 years
Yeah, girl.
straight. Like I really did. I did the whole eyeliner, whole straighten my hair every day, whole camo pants. I did all that shit cuz she was my mom. She was my real mom.
Literally your mom.
She was literally my real mom.
Avril, come get your daughter.
Avril, stop spitting on people and
What do you
come
think
and
about?
save me from
Hey,
this
hey.
shit.
So I'm sorry. I gotta go off on a tangent here. What do you think about? Have you heard about this theory of Avril Lavigne actually died back in like the early 2000s, and they found a double that's been replaced
Listen.
that has replaced her and been singing her songs since then.
Listen.
What do you think about that?
Stop asking me. I am the double. Okay? I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired. Yes, she died. Yes, I'm her. No, of course she didn't die because I would feel it in my soul if she died.
There's a solid connection.
I would tell you. She legit, every single album, every single song was like my solace into feeling normal.
Interesting.
Like
Okay.
just I don't know. It's just something about her. She was just she's beautiful, but she wasn't like your average beautiful of like what you expect from like
Yeah,
a blonde girl to look like or whatever. And she wasn't ladylike. And growing up in Mississippi, she was just like everything I was told I shouldn't be. And I was
Uh-huh.
like, oh, I just want to be her. So she was
Nice.
it for me. Yeah.
Is that the so okay? So that was the big one. See, for me,
Yeah.
it was It's funny. I have like this whole playlist that I listen to. Anytime I listen to any of these artists, it immediately makes me think of high school and Austin in general. But I think my big ones, I had a huge like Passion Pit phase, like Passion Pit, Empire of the Sun, like that whole Austin indie dream pop rock sort of deal was like the aesthetic that I had throughout high school.
Yeah. Right on.
I know that was super
I
interesting.
also really. So, do you like Run the Jewels? Have you heard of them?
Oh, so I
Oh my
just
God.
I'm just now kind of getting into it, but
Run the Jewels
there's some
has
good stuff.
saved my life. They are so, and it's so funny because you're like this little white girl listening to like this hardcore, like talking about like Brooklyn and like hard times or whatever. But it's so, like, they just make you feel so a part of the whole world. Like, your problems aren't so minute. Like, they're huge, and then there are always people with worse problems than you have,
Hmm.
and then they just hype you up, and they just like take you through the whole journey, and I love them.
That's
Like,
awesome.
I have been listening to them for
That's super cool.
years because they're just.
Have you been a person who listens to the lyrics more or the sound of the song? You know what I mean by that? Like
So yeah, I initially it's the sound that brings me in because
too.
I'm a dancer. I grew up a dancer.
Are you really?
I'm indeed.
You know that we have to collab on the dance video, right?
As we should. I'm honestly so upset that you
What kind of
didn't ask
dancing?
me before right now, but
I mean, it's because I'm so much better, but
well, obviously, Bray. That's why I didn't say anything. God, fucking call me out every time. I love a
I
good
have
sound.
to state facts. I'm sorry. I gotta be honest to the
State them
audience.
straight facts.
Straight
dude.
facts.
Straight facts on a whiskey jack.
Damn. Ooh.
Oh,
was
damn.
that a freestyle?
Oh, did I freestyle 2 fucking words? Damn. Someone give me a label.
2-bar Lauren in this bitch.
2-bar me. And we ain't even talking about the chocolate bar that I ate on the way here.
Oh shit.
Straight Hershey's.
Oh, I was about to say Hershey's. Good.
Gotta be faster, Bray.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of chocolate though, but it's fine.
What the fuck? I'm
I know, that's
vegan.
crazy. You're vegan? I
I'm
didn't know
fucking
this.
vegan, and I
How's that
definitely
doing?
ate a chocolate bar on the way here.
Oh,
Because
you're a
I
liar.
had a rough week, and I just needed that damn chocolate bar. You know what I also did last night? We're just we're just spilling it all.
Hit
I
me.
ate a whole small pizza.
Goddamn, good job.
I ate a whole small pizza. So if you thought I was one of those vegan bitches that's like, I need to work on my figure. No, I'm trying to stretch my stomach to the umph degree, obviously,
girl.
and eat a whole pizza.
I've always been an everything-atarian. I'll eat
Everything.
anything that's in front of me.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary thinking back to the amount of food that I could take in, especially in high school. From the age of 16 to, I would definitely, no, 15 to 18, the amount of food that I could take in one sitting was alarming. It was not okay. Like, it's not normal, but
Here we are.
yeah, here you are. And it's stayed to this day. I just don't eat as much, but I'll eat anything.
I think as humans, we're actually supposed to eat more than we think we are. Like, I legit think we're supposed to eat more. Especially, like, people who do, like, heavy lifting jobs or, like, heavy, constant moving and stuff. Like, you're hungry for a reason. If you're hungry, you should eat. If you're bored, that's different. But if you're hungry, you should eat.
I have that problem sometimes.
I nibble all the time. I'm
I'm
constantly
a
nibbling.
huge snacker.
All the time. But I try to prepare for it because I started this whole vegan lifestyle. As I eat a chocolate bar. Whatever, it's my cheat day. Sue me. Okay, it's my cheat day.
Vegan.
Sue me, vegans.
Vegan community of vegans.
It was my cheat day. I had a rough week, and I binge eat when I'm stressed. But, like, with the whole vegan lifestyle, I've noticed, like, when you go into, like, the craving or, like, you are hungry, it's good to have, like, a ready snack. Like, have apples cut up or, like, have hummus ready that you can just, like, dip, you know? Because it's when I don't have anything to eat that I am like, oh, well, I'm just gonna eat this cheese, or like I'm just gonna eat this, like, Doritos that are here because they're here and I'm hungry now.
For sure, and that's the hardest thing to do. But when you do take the time to prep like that, not even for a vegan diet, but I mean, just take into account,
diet,
like, especially if you're trying to get in shape and you're trying to keep a healthier diet, you're always going to set yourself forward by prepping those meals beforehand. Because when you can look in the fridge and have it be as ready as that bag of Doritos, you'll take it. You'll absolutely take it. I mean, what keeps people from staying those diets, especially me, it fucking happens all the time. I can't tell you how many times that's happened where I've, gonna get into this lifestyle of eating healthy and stuff, and then, like, day one, fuck.
You're like, damn, I really want a chocolate bar.
That caramel popcorn looks pretty goddamn good right now.
And it is goddamn
It is good.
But you know what? It's not even like, oh, I want to be skinny or I want to lose 15 pounds or whatever. Like, I just want to be able to survive when I need to. Like, if I get stuck in the forest for days, I want to feel, like, strong and healthy. so I
Yeah.
can like survive. Does that make sense? Or like if I don't know. There's so many studies on like plant-based diets and like curing cancer and like all this crazy like stuff that is so true if you think about it. Because like if you think of the strongest animals on earth, like an ox,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't eat meat. Freaking gorillas, don't eat meat. Like just the stuff that I'm like, like wonder if there is more to that. Like
I get you. What I've always appreciated about it is just the discipline to have it, right? Like the discipline to keep at it, making sure. And of course, like I mean, you become vegan, like it becomes it becomes a burden. Like I mean, you have to
yeah.
take into account where you eat. Finding that there's options for it, which are luckily
Mhm.
nowadays it's more common.
I know. I don't know how people went vegan in like the 90s
For
or
sure, for
80s.
sure.
They
It's
didn't.
almost
It wasn't a
impossible.
thing. Yeah.
No, I've always respected the discipline it takes to be vegan and to have those strict diets. I'm just my brain is always going at 3,000 miles an hour, and I can't.
Yeah.
And you know what? That sounds like an excuse now that I'm saying it into a
It's
microphone, but
not. It's
no. But
okay.
I mean, that's
Hey, fuck off, microphone.
yeah.
Let
Fuck
the
you.
guy speak. Get out of here. Let the guy speak.
Just let me talk.
Just let the
Microphone.
guy talk. God.
Oh man,
It's the worst.
it's true. It's the absolute worst.
That is the worst.
Again, so glad I brought you on because all these tangents that we've gone to. We've talked about ghosts.
Yeah?
We've talked about mosh pits.
Okay.
Talked about being vegan.
Yes, we did.
Cheating on being vegan.
Uh-huh. Well, you didn't have to call me out like that, but
I mean,
it's
but
fine.
I was like,
But
you
it's
totally
it's
said it
fine.
into the
No,
thing.
your accountability. That's fine.
So I think a good way to wrap this whole thing up, Lauren, is like, yeah, what's hopes for the future, creatively, personally? What are you trying to accomplish within 2020? It's still very early. Is there something that you want to make personally, short film, or is there something that you're trying to accomplish in your life? Anything. It's a vague question.
It is very vague, and I appreciate the vagosity of it.
Thank you.
Do you love how I make up words? Because
I
that's
love
all
it.
that I do.
After this episode, I'm gonna create a whole dictionary of Lauren
A
words.
Lauren dictionary. Good luck spelling that shit, is all I have to say. I hope, I mean, obviously it's very selfish of me, but I love what I do, and I hope that I get to continue working in general, but specifically working on projects that I think bring light to real shit and realness, and hopefully open the door for like more roles for people of color and more roles for women and more roles for LGBTQ like individuals that are just telling stories that aren't just, you know, here to write you how the rest of the world sees you or give you this role because that's the only box that we can find you to be put in. Like I want to break boundaries and I want to make art that's like just we're all just people. Like you don't have to even put a label on us. Like we're
love
just
it.
individuals and we just want to tell stories and everybody's story deserves to be told. And the people that want their stories to be told are the ones that need to tell them. Need to give people their voice back and stop kind of stealing the microphone. So that is my hope for 2020. But honestly, just a job in general is a good thing. It's a good thing.
Well, Lauren, that
So-
is a lovely and true way to end this. Thank you so much for being here. You're
Thank
delightful.
you. Thank
I
you
knew
for
you were gonna be
having me.
delightful. There's no, I mean,
I
of course-
just came
of
to
course
drink
you're
your
gonna be on
whiskey.
this.
I just came to drink
I
your
know.
whiskey.
I know.
That's
These
it.
microphones aren't even here.
They're not.
And that, my friends, was another episode of Whiskey Brain. We're out.
Bye.